When I started, for me it was just, I want to compete and have fun. For me, having fun is pushing my limits. It's a moment that I can get better, and I have a lot of people supporting me, so I'm just going to take those people and just let them raise me up. So just have fun with it.
Is there any one particular CrossFitter, male or female, that you look up to?
I look to a lot of them for different reasons. For example, I look to someone like Christy Phillips, Sam Briggs, Valvon Breville, and Julie Fouché for their drive, because they'll never stop. Like, I have a lot of respect for that. Their pain tolerance is very impressive. Lindsay Valenzuela, and like someone like Elizabeth Akinwall, for how graceful they're able to work with, I guess, their different body type. I'm impressed by most of these girls because I think we all work so hard to be there, and I think I try to take what I'm impressed by them and try to apply it to me. So I guess most of them. For me, I've always been very competitive, but I also wanted to compete for fun. I think that's where people like struggle with, like when they see us going, it looked easy, but it's just because we're at this point where our engine is able to do this and we're strong enough to be there, but we hit the wall too. So when I started, for me it was just, I want to compete and have fun, and then for me having fun is pushing my limits. So as soon as I started, I guess, competing, I found myself in a situation that I was able to do so much more than I thought possible, and then it just snowballed from there. But I think people really make that mistake of, oh, I'm gonna compete, like, I can do that. Know that it's not easy, and know that all of us, I guess, that we are at the game, we like go through that wall every day. There's no like, we embrace it. There's a difference. We embrace that pain. Like, for me, like if I put the bar down for a second, my hands are already on the bar, and in my head it's just trust your legs, trust your ability. I don't know if I can do it or not. I just do it, and then I'm done, and I'm so happy. I learned something new. I could do like this for another 15, you know. So it's like, just keep having fun and keep improving and embrace your weakness. Definitely to work with your nutrition and see what worked for you. Because something that worked for me might not be working for you. We all have really different body type and different way to burn anything. You need to see what worked with you. And for most people, it's eat more protein. Definitely eat more protein. I think nutrition is like by far one of the most important things in CrossFit. For a diet, I always say that you cannot outwork a bad diet. So I think it's definitely the base, and then the workout go right on top of that. I love training by myself. I also love turning the clock off. I do really think about what I have to eat through my day, to make sure that I don't crash, or we don't have this huge spike of insulin and then crash later.
How often do you work out by yourself, and how do you differentiate between that and working out with a partner?
I work by myself a lot. I would say, especially with my schedule with school, sponsor, work, it's really hard for me to have a partner that can follow me. And also it's really hard, I guess, at the level that I'm at, to have someone that can push me. Because, you know, the person that can push me is in Europe, in the US. It's like really hard to have this person next to you. I love training by myself. I also love turning the clock off. Why? Because I don't know my time. I don't know if I'm slowing down or not. So I find myself really often pushing much harder without someone by myself to tell me maybe it's okay there to drop or then get discouraged. I just go as hard as I can. So I really like that. And then when you have someone to push you, it's so much easier. So I would do both, but people are there to push you. But you need to know how to push by yourself too, because otherwise you don't know if you're really pushing as hard as you could. Because sometimes you'll see someone drop, all of a sudden they give you this opportunity of maybe I should drop too. No, why? You know, so it's hard. I know for me sometimes it's hard to let go of that person next to me so I can be the best me. And sometimes you get involved in their workout, you know, they affect you, so you need to be able to do both, I think. I've tried a lot of diet, I play with a lot of things, and I feel like for me, the most successful I've been is by definitely eating carbohydrates. That doesn't mean eating sugar. That means eating good quality carbohydrate, where I make sure that my glycogen stack is always full, so I never hit the wall. And so for me, it's super important. So my carbohydrates do change either during the day or same when I compete. I try to mainly eat sweet potato and little fruit. Why? Because the main sugar in sweet potato is glucose. So I always try to have, like I said, my stack of glycogen full, because that's where you start to take that fuel when you hit the wall. So I want to make sure that I can push further than the wall. It's also carbohydrate that it's a little bit longer to get out of your system, so you don't have as much of a peak, like that peak of insulin when you train. So it's more like level. So I really like that. And I'll eat more when I train, then I'll eat less after I train. In competition, it's mainly that I eat through my day and a protein shake. And that's pretty much it, because it's really hard to eat when you compete. And also because it's a little bit harder to break down protein when you compete. So my carbohydrates go way higher. And then at night I have a lot of meat. So you need to be the best at your strength, and you need to not be bad at your weakness. We realized this year that I need to take around 200 grams of protein a day. When I started, for me it was just, I want to compete and have fun. For me, having fun is pushing my limits. It's a moment that I can get better, and I have a lot of people supporting me, so I'm just going to take those people and just let them raise me up. So just have fun with it.
When you recognize a weakness, how do you incorporate that in your workouts without overemphasizing it?
Yeah, the thing at the CrossFit game is winning an event give you a lot of points, because there's those 5 points for the top 5 difference. So you need to be the best at your strength, and you need to not be bad at your weakness. I think for open and regional, you need to be average towards good at everything without being the best to be successful. But for me, I would say I need to win my strength, and I need to not be bad at my weakness. So those are pretty much the two things that I work on constantly, all the time. For my weakness, what I do is that I'll pick maybe a new thing, and for a month, I'll have this goal with that new thing, and I need to improve this. How and where should I be at? So I'll be like, I don't know, I want to be able to do 10 unbroken of this, and I give myself a month to achieve that. Once I achieve it, I'll go to another weakness and something like that. but I don't try to, I don't forget everything else just for that one thing, because then everything else goes down and then you're just not good at anything anymore. So it's finding that balance, and it's CrossFit constantly varied, right? So get out of the gym once in a while. You'll be amazed what you're not good at. For my protein, I've worked with a lot of diet, and I end up seeing the most benefit through my training and my schedule by pretty much only watching how much protein I take in. And we realized this year that I need to take around 200 grams of protein a day, which I remember myself being, oh my God, how am I going to do that? And is it really helpful? And it's the most helpful thing I've ever done for myself, like making sure I have around 180 to 200 grams a day. But now the question is, how do you do that? I'm not gonna eat 10 chicken breasts, like that's too much. So that's where I have my 5 eggs in the morning, so that's already like around 40 to 50 grams of protein right there. Then after that, I'll have my shake. After my workout, it's either 20 to 40, depending on how many scoops you put in. Then I'll have my lunch, where I'll have again 20, 30 maybe grams of protein. Then another shake after my workout, so I have another 20 to 40. And then at night, I'll try to eat the remaining of whatever I need. So for me, it's really those shakes that save my day, because it's a lot of protein in it and it's very easy to take. But that's where I perform the best. Make sure I'm not losing any muscle, I'm still gaining strength, but I'm also not getting too much. So protein is like super important. Mentally, it took a month. Like mentally, it took me a good month to get over it. I can just supplement here. That way I feel healthier and more balanced. It took a month. Like mentally, it took me a good month to get over it. At the game, I started feeling fresh again, like Saturday night. But I couldn't walk right after. It was, the strategy for me was pretty much don't cry and you have to finish. And then I had no control of what the other girl could pull or not. So it was just finish it, so at least you can still compete. And that was it.
Favorite and least favorite workout or benchmark?
The one that I like hearing when I compete is Fran, because I know I'm gonna win it. But it's not my favorite one, because now I can like do it my eyes closed and just, you know, I'm at this point in especially a workout like that it's like I'm gonna do it unbroken as best as I can, and my time is maybe gonna change by 1 or 2 seconds. Least favorite to hear would be something like, well, it would be row for time or distance. That would be like, you know, my nightmare. That already happened. Just because it's really hard for me to catch a big girl. So announcing wise, those are my best and worst. The one that I like the most doing at a gym is any workout that I get better, I gain confidence somewhere. So it's like just being able to do whatever. I'm doing a workout with front squat, and there's 10 front squat at 135, and I do every round unbroken at that weight, and I gain that confidence and that movement. For me, that's like my favorite type of workout, where I just get that extra step somewhere. And my least favorite one would be the opposite, where I do a workout, I start doubting myself, and I get lazy or I get very mental. So it's not the workout, it's more me. take supplements just because it's really hard in a day to go reach every nutrient or things that you need to fuel your body. I hit the point that for me it was too hard to eat that X amount of this type of thing, and I can just supplement here. That way I feel healthier and more balanced. I use Fittest for the taste and also because the company is very honest into what's in it and what I'm absorbing in the product. In addition to Fittest, in my training I really like to drink amino eggs, especially watermelon flavor, just to make sure that I stay super hydrated, and it really makes me feel better when I drink it, so I love that product. Outside, I guess supplementing my protein with Fittest, I always try to go with the best type of meat that I can have around me. I try to treat my body the best I can with whatever fuel I put in. So if I can have, my ideal world would obviously be grass-fed, whatever type of meat. A real world that doesn't happen, and that's also very expensive. So I always try to have best quality of meat, mainly chicken and fish, because I really like it, and otherwise red meat also. I don't stay away from red meat either.